Good to go? Is it right? Welcome to Bar TV Sports broadcast of the VB South Coast Group 7 Under-18s Grand Final. It is the Milton-Ulladulla Bulldogs taking on the Warilla-Lake South Gorillas here at Collegiate Sporting Complex. I'm your chief caller, Ruben Campbell. Let's go through both of these teams. The fullback for Warilla is Blair Grant. On the wings, Brody Stewart and Ben Watts. In the centres, Kyle Garforth and Kai Dean. In the halves is Jamie Burns and Kane Holmes. The number 8 is Jake Donanici. The hooker is Dean Hodgson. And in the front row is Kyle Stone. In the back row is Zach Costa, Ruben Vermack, and Leighton Hughes is the lock forward. The front row is Rick. The number 10 is Nathan Meredith. In the back row is Joel Bladen, Cody Roach, and the lock forward is Brandon Captain. On the interchange bench is Lachlan Self, James Bewley, Ben Russell, Bailey Adams, Mark Hammond, Charlie Frendo, and Liam Conlon. They are coached by Peter Leffery. The referee is Jared Borg. The two touch judges are Bo Chamberlain and Rob Hallett. And Bill Warren is the interchange official. Here come the Gorillas with their first set of 6. Woodward and Nathan Meredith getting heavily involved in defence there for the Bulldogs. Nice strong hit up here for Kyle Stone. Here he goes towards halfway. Scored a double the last time he played against the Bulldogs in the major semi-final 2 weeks ago at Kevin Walsh. And they get their first penalty for the game. These two sides have met each other on 3 previous occasions in round 6. Milton-Ulladulla won down at Mollymook Oval 16-12. In round 17 they met once more, Milton-Ulladulla winning at Warilla 26-16, and 2 weeks ago in the major semi-final Milton-Ulladulla won that game 22 points to 18 at Kevin Walsh Oval. Good strong hit up there from Edwards playing it. Goes out to Blair Grant. Here goes Blair Grant. He's got plenty of speed out the back. Goes to the number 2, Brody Stewart, who scores in the corner. A great try there for the Gorillas. What a start. They earn themselves a penalty, work up the middle of the field. A couple of nice hit-ups from their front rowers. Blair Grant assisting the winger Brody Stewart with his 5th try for the season. Blair Grant, he took out the Roy Stewart Rookie of the Year last year in first grade at just the age of 16. Finds himself playing fullback for the 18s. He's played quite a few first grade games this season. And that is a great start for the Gorillas up against the minor premiers. Both these teams have done extraordinarily well to end up in the grand final in the under-18s. It was a terrific season for this competition. A lot of close games, a few games going into extra time during the semi-finals. Blair Grant from the touchline. Blair Grant, who has had a very successful year in this grade. His conversion attempt is sprayed to the left side of the post. But Warilla, after just 5 minutes, have a very strong commanding lead, leading 4 points to 0 over the Milton-Ulladulla Bulldogs. Nice kick off there. Ends up in the hands of Blair Grant. A little bit of a juggle. And he's met by Oscar Fitzpatrick, who was the man of the match 2 weeks ago when these two sides met each other in the major semi. Good defence there from the Dogs. driving them back as it's with Kyle Stone. Quite a dynamic front rower. He's hard to stop. And he's met by Joel Bladen in defence. Nice quick run there from the centre, Kai Dean, helping out his forwards. Terrific run. Met by Nathan Meredith in defence. The two front rowers for the Bulldogs. They've had outstanding 2017 campaigns. As it's with the halfback, Kane Holmes. Hodgson a dummy half. Kicks it deep down the corner. I think Broughton will just watch this go over the sideline. In fact, he's gone out. He touched it when his foot was on the sideline. And that's unfortunate for Lachlan Broughton. It was a great kick there from the halfback. In fact, the 5'8", Jamie Burns, kicking it deep into the corner. Awkward moment there for Lachlan Broughton. And ended up with a foot over the sideline. The Gorillas with an excellent start here, looking to extend their lead. Goes out to Blair Grant. Here goes Grant, gets a pass away out the back. And it's with the number 14, Matty Usher. Terrific defence there on that outside flank from Cruz Teray. Here come the Gorillas, getting all sorts very close. Cody Roach, brilliant tackle in defence. It's with the 5'8", Jamie Burns, not much doing there. They'll probably spread it to the left here. Goes to Grant. Short pass away to Hughes. Leighton Hughes, just a couple of metres from the uprights. Hodgson, inside ball to Kyle Stone. He's hard to stop, but good defence there from Joel Bladen. Puts boot to foot and now goes over the dead ball line. Was the right idea, was aiming to get that kick over to where Brodie Stewart was. But the Bulldogs get let off the hook there. Need a good set of 6 here. A penalty will certainly help as well. Thomas Woodward. And in fact, as I just mentioned, a penalty. Here's Thomas Woodward. Approaching halfway. Good strong run. Fitzpatrick awaits out of acting half. Nice inside ball to the 10, Nathan Meredith. Inside enemy territory. Fitzpatrick. Short ball away. Kyle Stone aiming up in defence. Also Ruben Vermack. Half. Here's Millard. Met by Benici in the tackle. Fitzpatrick out of acting half. Approaches the 20-metre line. Good defence from Kyle Stone and Jake Benici. Cody Roach at a dummy half. They go to the right. Crossfield kick from Millard. It's been knocked forward by the Gorillas. And the Bulldogs will get another set of 6. Inside the Warilla Gorillas 20-metre zone. In fact, the Gorillas had the football. It was ruled to be knocked back. These teams finishing first and second on the under-18s ladder. The Gorillas did well during the semis to defeat Albion Park Oak Flats last week. They were another side that could have easily been in the grand final. Here's the halfback, Kane Holmes. Plays it to Hodgson. Dean Hodgson's brother was a member of the Wingdang Sharks side that won the third grade competition in the Illawarra Shield this year. That game, in fact, was played right on this ground a couple of weeks ago. Here's Lachlan Broughton. That's a serious fend there from the fullback. He's a hell of a play, this kid. Terrific fend. And that's what they need. Here comes the number 5 for the Dogs. Jack Peel gets the ball away to Elijah Humble. Here goes Humble. Great tackle there from Connor Davidson. Fitzpatrick at dummy half. Goes to Meredith, approaching halfway, met by Stone in the tackle. Jaden Millard out of acting half. Goes for a nice little run. Inside the 40 with Fitzpatrick. He goes Fitzpatrick. Brilliant run out of dummy half. Elijah Humble out of dummy half. Goes to Cruz to Ray. Little grubber kick in towards the post. Bit of work here to do for the back three for the Gorillas, but the kick's gone dead. As the Gorillas will work it away out of their own territory with a 20-metre restart. Hodgson with the tap. Fitzpatrick getting himself involved in defence. Nice inside ball from Kane Holmes. Onto the number 12, Ruben Vermack. Hodgson. Goes to Stone. Been a terrific front rower for the Gorillas this year. Grant with a nice little inside ball. Away to Connor Davidson. Inside the 40-metre zone, and they get a penalty. Hodgson taps it. Away to Davidson. Great tackle there, and in fact it's a penalty. An upended tackle. Referee has called time off. The Gorillas played 3 semi-finals before this grand final. They defeated the Albion Park Flats Eagles 26-20 in the qualifying semi-final at Ron Costello. Then after that they had a 4-point loss to Milton-Ulladulla and Kevin Walsh Oval. And last weekend came up with a 24-14 victory over Albion Park Oak Flats on their home turf at Sesclin Holmes Oval. Hodgson out of dummy half. Goes to the 13, Hughes. Leighton Hughes. Plays it to Hodgson. Goes to Grant. Short ball away. Good defence here for the Bulldogs. Both sides showing plenty of innovation and attack and creativity already in this game. Only 13 minutes gone. Ruben Vermack with the football. Couple of metres out, Hodgson. They go back to the left. Blair Grant, big cutout ball. Not finding hand of the Gorillas, and it's been pounced by one of the Bulldogs players, Cody Roach. In fact, they go down this short side. Not a bad play either for Elijah Humble. In fact, it's Nathan Meredith. Here's Dylan Carriage on the halfway mark through Fitzpatrick. Now with a halfback, Tajay Millard. Fitzpatrick, nice little dummy half run here. Looking to dominate the ruck here, the Bulldogs. They've got the Gorillas on the back foot. Let's see if they can get this game back to level pegging. Millard, grab a kick in towards the end goal. They might have too much on it, and it will. Bulldogs having a couple of plays down in this opposition 20. Kicked it dead a couple of times. Need to force a repeat set of 6. End-to-end stuff already in this game. Work it forward now through Vermack. Plays it to Hodgson. Now to Edwards. And he's lost the football. A terrific tackle there from Fitzpatrick, as well as the 2 front rowers, Meredith and Woodward. Forcing the mistake. They're in decent field position. Let's see what Peter Leffrey and his men can do on this set of 6. Milton-Ulladulla Bulldogs have won 4 premierships in this competition. 2005, 2006, 2008 and 2011. The Gorillas are trying to chase their first under-18s premiership since 2001. Fitzpatrick out of dummy half. Nice little inside ball away to Dylan Carriage. It was a nice start to the set of 6 with Lachlan Broughton with that hit up. Goes to Millard, out to his brother, Jaden. Goes to Broughton, nice interchange of passing here, and it goes to the number 12, Cody Roach. Terrific try for the Milton-Ulladulla Bulldogs. It all started with that nice hit up from Lachlan Broughton. They go from the right side to the left. And a nice try. Cody Roach getting across the chalk. That's his 4th try for the season. The Bulldogs get the game back to a deadlock at 4-all. With just under 19 minutes left in the first half. They got themselves a penalty. Forced a mistake on halfway. Started with a Lachlan Broughton sit up. And the Hump and the Millard brothers. Nice interchange of passing, ends up on that left side where Cody Roach is. Conversion attempt missed. And the scores will stay at 4-all.
The score has remained 4 points all. Milton and Warilla. The under-18s grand final proudly brought to you by Milton United Breweries, St George Warilla Dragons, Greenworks, Ulladulla Cricket.
We've already had 2 Group 7 grand finals so far today. The Kaiman Knights winning the Women's League tag against the Milton-Ulladulla Bulldogs 20-16. And in the last game, the Mount Warrigal Curries United claimed a premiership in their first year back in the competition in 3rd grade since 2009, defeating the minor premiers, the Sussex Inlet Panthers, by 20 points to 18. It's with Joel Bladen over the halfway. Fitzpatrick waits out a dummy half. Nathan Meredith with another strong hit up. Met by Kyle Stone in defence. Fitzpatrick with another quick dummy half run. Gets the offload away. Here's Millard. Jaden Millard's going to be hard to stop through the middle of the park. Puts a nice little step on. Millard's going to go and score. The Bulldogs go back to back. A few nice little dummy half runs dominating the ruck. And Jaden Millard scores for the Bulldogs. 17th try in 16 games for Jaden Millard. A brilliant run set up by Fitzpatrick. The Gorillas, they started the game on much better terms with that early 4-0 lead with a try to Brodie Stewart. Bulldogs managed to hit back. It all started with that mistake at halfway. The try to Cody Roach, and then off the kickoff they followed it up with a brilliant set of 6, and it paved the way for Jaden Millard to score. The try is his brother Tajay with the conversion attempt. And Taj Whitford with the conversion attempt.
10 points to 4. Milton is under 18's grand final. Ladies and gentlemen, please be aware that the Milton Sporting Complex.
Milton-Ulladulla Bulldogs with a 10 points to 4 lead. Just under 16 minutes left in this first half. A great try there to Tajay Whitford. Nathan Meredith with a strong hit up. Appeal for a high tackle, but it's play on. Fitzpatrick a dummy half. Millard away. Nice interchange of passing, and Teray's lost it. Got a bit excited there on that eastern side of the ground. And the Gorillas will have a scrum 30 metres out from the Bulldogs try line. Grant out the back to the number 21, Sam Hooper, who's just come on the park. Both sides starting to go through their interchanges. Leighton Hughes inside the 30. Hodgson a dummy half. Out to Blake Dow. Nice strong hit up from Dow. Here's Hodgson. Hodgson with a nice dummy half run. Let's see if the Gorillas can score off this set or make the game very interesting, you would sense. Grant back on the inside to Stone. Here's Kyle Stone. Not far from the uprights. Hodgson a dummy half. Goes out to Grant. Grub a kick in towards the end goal. Has to be cleared up by Broughton. He's lost the football. And they were lucky there on that occasion that Cody Roach was able to force a mistake. Great set of six there from the Gorillas. Going side to side, Jamie Burns and Kane Holmes, the two halves, have directed the play very well for the Gorillas early on when in attack. Awkward bounce for Brody Stewart, but he brings it back. Met by Brandon Casson in defence for the Dogs. Kyle Stone. Hodgson, short ball away to Blake Dow. Kyle Stone has really got involved early on in this game. Plenty of hit-ups. He's been great in defence as well. They go down the right side. Grant gets the ball away to Garforth, but it's been lost as Lachlan Broughton looks to get on the counter-attack. And no advantage, so there'll be a scrum 10 metres out from the Dogs line. The Warilla-Lake South Gorillas have won 8 under-18s premierships. Their first was back in 1968, and their last being in 2001. Warilla defeated the Batemans Bay Tigers in 2001, 32 points to 28. Milton-Ulladulla Bulldogs achieved premierships in 05, 06, 08 and 2011. And it's the first time these two teams have played each other in an under-18s grand final. Milton's last grand final triumph was back in 2011, and that's a terrific kick for touch where they defeated Berry Shoalhaven Heads 18 points to 16. Strong hit up here from Joel Bladen. Here goes Bladen. He gets the offload away somehow. Goes to Millard. Fitzpatrick, interchange of passing, it goes to the ground, and Dylan Carriage loses the football. It was a right play, but just couldn't come up with the execution. Kyle Stone, the football. Play to Vermac. Millard getting himself involved in defence there on that occasion. Hodgson out to the right side. This is Brody Stewart, the try scorer for the Gorillas. Scored inside the first 5 minutes off the back of a nice pass from Blair Grant, their fullback, over the halfway line. Good set of six here for Gorillas so far. Hodgson, nice grubber kick from Blair Grant towards the winger Cruz Toure. And Toure will be met by Blair Grant in defence. Lachlan Broughton awaits out of acting half. Gets the offload away back to Cruz Toure. Goes down the short side. Nice little run. 28 metres out from his own try line. Thomas Woodward for the football. Pass not finding hand, it ends up in the hands of Nathan Meredith. Meredith met in a desperate tackle from Ruben Vermack. Nice interchange of passing, goes to Casson, goes out to the number 4, Dylan Carriage. And Carriage is met by Kyle Stone. Fitzpatrick awaits out of acting half. Last tackle goes to the 7, Whitford. High kick in the air, it will test out the fullback. In fact, it's the winger, Brody Stewart. Great take in the air, looking directly in the sun. Fills it 5 metres out from his own try line. And did you lose a football there, the Gorillas? Well, it was an interesting play there. Kyle Garforth, and he's going to give a penalty for being inside the 10, the Dogs. Just over 9 minutes left of this first half. In the previous game we had here was 10-all at half-time. Could this game follow the same direction? It's with Garforth now with the football. Places this time Brody Stewart with a nice little dummy half run. Hodgson out of acting half. Blake Dow over halfway. Here's Dean Hodgson, nice little dummy half run. Met by Meredith. Now Kyle Stone. Goes to Grant. Nice cross-field kick over to the wing of the number 5, Jack Peel. Pass back on the inside of Broughton. A bit of a risky play, but it's paid off for the Dogs. He's still going, Lachlan Broughton. And good defence there from the Gorillas. The number 12, Ruben Vermack. And also the halfback, Kane Holmes, in defence as well. Peter Leffrey, the coach for the Bulldogs, came to the Milton Club in 1989. Won a premiership in first grade and reserve grade. He also won a premiership with Camden in the Group 6 competition. And finds himself coaching the under-18s once more. Number 12, Cody Roach, towards halfway. Fitzpatrick. Tajay Whitford. High kick in the air. Awkward moment here for the winger and fullback. But Brody Stewart does well to clean it up. Here goes Brody Stewart. He's going to be hard to stop. Met by Broughton in the tackle. That's a good run from Brody Stewart. Hodgson out of acting half. Garforth. Play to Hodgson. That's Blake Dowland, jumper number 22. Over halfway, Hodgson. .40 metres out, Hodgson. Nice inside ball from Holmes onto Burns. Last tackle here, will they go to the air? Here goes to Blair Grant, he's going to run and puts a nice little grubber kick in. Can he regather it? In fact, it's gone forward off Lachlan Broughton. It's play on. Gets a pass away to Humble. Humble's got Toure on his outside. He goes Elijah Humble. He's going to be hard to stop down that touchline. He's still going. What a brilliant run from Elijah Humble on the halfway mark. Cruz Toure will play it to Fitzpatrick. Whitford. Now to Meredith. Gets the offload away. Casson looking to dive on it. It's been kicked forward by Blair Grant. Here goes Blair Grant. Blair Grant with a football. He puts a nice little step on. Grant's got support on his inside, but he's stopped in his traps by an excellent tackle from Cody Roach. They need to spread it out wide here. Stewart goes to Holmes. Now to the number 12, Vermack. And it's a penalty for being inside the 10, the Dogs. Over 5 minutes left. Benici with the football. Here's Hodgson out of acting half. Can he get over? Yes, he can. Just a simple try out of dummy half on the back of a penalty. Blair Grant put in a nice little grubber kick in for himself. A nice little line break. They gained themselves a penalty. Milton-Ulladulla were expecting the ball to go to possibly Whitford or possibly to Holmes or Burns, but Hodgson saw the defence napping and went in for himself. And scores a crucial try for the Gorillas. The 21, Sam Hooper, will take over the kicking duties. Blair Grant was unsuccessful with his first conversion attempt. Much easier conversion attempt for Sam Hooper, and he gets it right between the uprights. And the scores are locked at 10-all. With just over 4 minutes left until half time in this under-18s grand final.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that try scorer for the Warilla-Lake South side was number 9, Dean Oxley, converted by number 21, Sam Hooper.
Whitford with the kick-off.
The score's locked at 10 points all.
Gorillas need a good set of 6 after scoring points. Need to get to their kick. It's a great try from Hodgson. He's worked hard in defence all day. He's been good out of dummy half as well. Hodgson gives it away to Kai Dean. Being driven back in a nice tackle from Cody Roach. Hodgson out to Kane Holmes. Met by Brendan Casson. Hodgson, Grant. Another grubber kick from Blair Grant. And he'll find touch. Hasn't really gone to the air much in this game, Blair Grant, with his kicking game. All of his kicks along the carpet. And that's a great set of 6 after points. Let's see if they can cramp this Milton-Ulladulla Bulldogs side in their own side of the park. Elijah Humble off the back of the scrum. Received a nice ball from Jaden Millard. And they'll get themselves a penalty here. It was a pretty intense game last time these two met at Kevin Walsh Oval. Tensions did flare towards the end. A couple of guys getting sin-binned. And that's another brilliant kick for touch by Jaden Millard. Almost getting about 50 metres on that kick. Lachlan Self will tap it. He's on the park for the Dogs. Good defence there from Benici and Hodgson. Inside the 30-metre zone. Self. Whitford goes out to the 16, Russell. Benny Russell with a nice run. Met by Holmes in the tackle. Self out to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick fending off a couple of defenders. Bulldogs looking to gain the lead for the second time in this game. Nice interchange of passing here. Goes to Lachlan Broughton. Broughton dummies. He's going to go in himself. Lachlan Broughton has scored for the Milton-Ulladulla Bulldogs. He had a terrific game a couple of weeks ago when he played this very side, and he scores himself an excellent try off the back of a nice left side attacking shift. Great hands from Jaden Millard and Tajay Whitford. Also getting involved was Cody Roach. And Lachlan Broughton gets his side to a 14 points to 10 lead with just under 30 seconds left in this first half. As the clock is winding down, let's go through the try scorers. Milton-Ulladulla Bulldogs, 14 points. Tries to Lachlan Broughton, Dylan Carriage, and Cody Roach. Taj Whitford with 2 successful conversion attempts. The Warilla-Lake South Gorillas, they scored tries through Dean Hodgson and Brody Stewart. And just the 1 goal from Sam Hooper. At halftime, it is the Milton-Ulladulla Bulldogs leading 16 points to 10 over the Warilla-Lake South Gorillas. What an entertaining first half of football. Join us for the second period here on Bar TV Sports.
Players available to field Milton 16 and Warilla 10 under 18s grand final for this 2017 season.
Welcome back to the second half here on Bar TV Sports to the under 18s grand final. Milton-Ulladulla Bulldogs with the upper hand, 16 points to 10 over Warilla. The Bulldogs are a tough side to beat, especially when they got the lead at half time. But this Gorillas team is capable of chasing down this lead. It's only 6 points. They've got all the time in the world. Hodgson out of dummy half. Now to Burns, met by Meredith in the tackle. A couple of metres short of halfway. Here's Blair Grant. Low driving kick down towards where Cruz Teray is. Here's Cruz Teray. Lost possession for a while, but he managed to regather it. Great effort there from Cruz Teray. Here's Lachlan Broughton. Lachlan Broughton with a nice strong hit up. Plays it to Fitzpatrick. Now to Joel Bladen. Bladen gets the ball out to Tarshay Whitford. Inside the 40, Fitzpatrick. Now off to Casson. Just short of the 20-metre line. Fitzpatrick back on the inside, Whitford. Now to Millard, Jaden Millard. Short ball away, he goes to Lachlan Broughton. Now to the centre, the number 3, Elijah Humble. Last tackle to Ray. And brilliant grab a kick away from the number 6, Millard. Off to their front rower, Thomas Woodward, but in fact it's a penalty. He was inside the 10. Bulldogs looking dangerous in attack, especially in the opposition 20 zone. Here's Zach Costa with the football. Plays it to Hodgson. Good strong run there. He's met by the number 13, Casson, in defence, as well as Cody Roach. Vermac. 42 metres out. We'll play to Hodgson. Now to Blair Grant. Cut that ball away to Kyle Stone. Kyle Stone playing to Hodgson. Now to Grant. Puts a nice little grubber kick in. And well cleaned up there by Cruz Teray. Jamie Burns was certainly itching to get his hands on the ball there from that brilliant little grubber kick from Blair Grant. Has certainly been a feature of his game today. Here's Lachlan Broughton. Jeez, he's a good player, this guy. Shrugged off a few defenders. A brilliant run once more from this terrific fullback. Here's Jack Peel. Peel met by Hodgson, as well as Kane Holmes. Whitford with a short ball away. Good defence there from Jake Benici. Fitzpatrick a dummy half. Whitford now to Millard. Millard with the football. Still going, Jaden Millard. Gets the pass away. I think it might have gone forward. And it has. Here's Blair Grant. Won the Roy Stewart Rookie of the Year last year in first grade. Blair Grant has been a great player in this competition and for the Warilla Footy Club. Hodgson goes to Kyle Stone. Thomas Woodward heavily involved once more in defence. Goes to Blair Grant. "30 minutes left until full time. Terrific opportunity here for the Gorillas to get the battle squared up once more. And he's lost it. The number 18, Matt Murray, off the first tackle. Last thing the Gorillas needed. As the Bulldogs showing terrific defence, as they have done all year, muscling up. They're a side that tend to generate mistakes to the opposition early on in the set of 6. They're a hard team to get through as well. They got such a big, huge mobile forward pack for the 18s competition. Fitzpatrick, a dummy half, gets it off to Cody Roach. Scored a try in the first half. In fact, it's Brendan Casson. Joel Bladen. As the number 16, Ben Russell, has come onto the park. Here's Millard. Jaden Millard met by Ruben Vermack in defence. Fitzpatrick goes himself out of acting half. Man of the match 2 weeks ago when these two sides last clash in what was an exciting game of football at Kevin Walsh. Good high kick there from Jaden Millard with Blair Grant up for the challenge. Brody Stewart out of acting half. Plays it this time, the Hodgson. Good defence there from the Bulldogs. Hodgson now out to Jamie Burns. Last tackle, Blair Grant with a kick towards the uprights. Not a bad one either. Lachlan Broughton will return it on the bounce. And it's been one-on-one steal there from Blair Grant. Can you believe that? Out of absolutely nothing. Lachlan Broughton with a simple return from a Blair Grant kick. One-on-one steal, and Grant goes over to score his 12th try for the year. 16 points to 14, and I'd sense we're back to an even game once more. Amazing try to Blair Grant. Terrific one-on-one steal, no one in front of him, and he was always going to be hard to stop, running at full pace against the runner play. Would be Sam Hooper with the conversion attempt. And Hooper slots it right between the uprights. And we're back to we're at 16 all between the minor premiers, the Milton-Ulladulla Bulldogs, and the Warilla-Lake South Gorillas. The Milton-Ulladulla Footy Club, they certainly have a big future ahead of them. It was a disappointing year in first grade and reserve grade, but a lot of these 18s kids are staying on for 2018 and onwards. So we'll probably see a few of these guys maybe featured in first grade next year or reserve grade. Kyle Stone What a great front rower he is. Plays the full 80 minutes, gives it his all, plays at 110%. Here's a great run here from Jamie Burns. In fact, it's Kai Dean, the centre. Will play to Hodgson. Grant goes to the left side with the number 12, Vermack. Here's Vermack, 40 metres out. Grant back on the inside. Kyle Stone. Last tackle, 30 metres out. He's got options both sides. He'll go to Blair Grant. He'll go into the sky. Big high kick here. A bit shallow though. And well filtered by Elijah Humble. Here's Millard going down the short side. There's a good run here. Gets the offload away to Whitford. Whitford playing in his 15th game for the year. Plays it to Fitzpatrick. They might be inside the 10 there, the Gorillas, but play on as the call. They've got the Gorillas on the back foot here. Nice inside ball from Whitford onto the number 12, Cody Roach. Fitzpatrick out to the number 10, Meredith. And Meredith is met by Matt Murray in defence. Last tackle, 20 metres out. Crossfield kick from Whitford. Over to the wing of Ben Watts. And Ben Watts did well to gather that. He was certainly testing out that left side of the field. They have got a good left edge, the Bulldogs. Cruz Teray and Elijah Humble on that left side as the Gorillas gain a penalty in their own half. Hodgson goes out to the 12, Vermack. Vermack towards halfway. Hodgson out of acting half. Goes to Grant. Dummies on the inside. Will take the tackle. He's certainly offering a lot in attack. Blair Grant. They go back to the right for Kyle Stone. Met by the 14, Lachlan Self. Hodgson to Grant. Cut out ball. Great tackle there from the forward Dylan Carriage. One-on-one with Kyle Garforth. Here's Grant. Kicks it over to Cruz Teray. And Teray is 8 metres out from his own try line. Been a great winger for the Bulldogs this season. Featured in all of their games. Scored 12 tries. They have got some try scorers in this lineup, the Bulldogs. Dylan Carriage with 16 tries in 16 games. Lachlan Broughton as well, a try-scoring machine. And also their 5'8", Jaden Millard. Good dummy half run here from Jaden Millard. Millard still going. Quick play the ball, you'd sense. Fitzpatrick to the right. Whitford. Millard on the bounce to Carriage, and in fact it's gone forward. Hooper with a football. Over 20 minutes left in this under-18s grand final. We're yet to see the grand final today go to extra time. They've all been decided after regular time. This was one of the games that was predicted to possibly go into extra time. Both sides playing as good as each other. Kyle Stone, terrific hit up there, 15 metres out. He'll go to the left. That's where Blair Grant is. Inside ball. Back to Kai Dean. Goes to Hodgson. Hodgson's met by Meredith. They got numbers out to the left. Hughes goes out to Grant. Little grubber kick, ricochet off Fitzpatrick, and it's a penalty for accidental offside. And they're going to go for the 2 points. Interesting decision from the Gorillas. Just to wind down the clock. It'll be Blair Grant to take the kick at goal. Ground staff here at Collegiate Sporting Complex have done an impeccable job to get this field to its absolute best. I've seen a lot of football this ground. Seen a lot of Illawarra semi-finals here, Country Rugby League grand finals and representative games. Blair Graham with a conversion attempt. Adjacent to the uprights, and he gets it right between the 2 posts. The Warilla-Lake South Gorillas leading 18 points to 16. Just over 19 minutes left in this game. Proving to be quite a nail-biting finish. I'd sense when the Bulldogs get a penalty in the opposition half, they'll definitely opt to go for the 2 points. Milton-Ulladulla with the kick-off. And here's Brody Stewart returning it. Claimed his 5th try for the season in the opening couple of minutes of this game. It's with the 12, Vermack, Hodgson, Kyle Stone once more. Kyle Stone has been a try-scoring freak as a front rower. 14 tries during the 2017 season. And Kai Dean has ruled to have lost it. That's probably fortunate for the Bulldogs. They had good go forward there. Couple of quick dummy half runs, but the Gorillas couldn't capitalise after scoring points. Couldn't get to their kick. Go to the left side through Millard. Jada Millard goes to Humble, gives it out to Lachlan Broughton. Lachlan Broughton has been hard to stop at fullback, but the number 6, Jamie Burns, did well to stop him in his tracks. Goes to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick will play it to Lachlan Self. Woodford out to the 16, Benny Russell. James Bewley, the number 15, is about to come on the park for the Dogs. Self out of acting half. Goes to Woodward. And Woodward has lost it. Great defensive set of 6 there for the Gorillas. They were being tested. Bulldogs showing good go forward. The Gorillas managed to force a knock on, and they'll work it out of their own territory with a scrum. After this under-18s clash, we'll have the reserve grade grand final. Gerringong Lions taking on the Kaiman Knights. And then later on at 3 p.m, kick-off first grade. Jamboree Superoos taking on the Kaiman Knights. Matty Murray with a football. Now with the 22, Liam Van Tempest. He's come on the park over halfway. Perfect conditions for football last year. It rained all day here at Collegiate Sporting Complex. It's great to see that no clouds in the sky, the sun's out. Here's Blair Grant getting the offload away. It was the right idea. The number 21, Sam Hooper, looked like he would have gone close to getting inside that 20-metre zone. But unfortunately, the pass couldn't go to hand. In fact, it was gone forward. Starting to get cold here as it's with Teray, Cruz Teray, met by the number 5, Ben Watts. Nice pass at a dummy half from the number 6 Millard to the number 3 Elijah Humble. Fitzpatrick, here goes Oscar Fitzpatrick, he's close to breaking through the defence there. Both teams playing a real direct style of football. Not much spreading to the wings, gaining plenty of metres, looking to tire out each other's forward packs. It's definitely going to come down to who's up for the battle of attrition in the last 10 minutes of this game. And Bulldogs don't opt to go for the penalty conversion. I sense if they get a penalty inside the 20 here, they'll definitely go for the 2 points. Lachlan Self out of acting half, goes to Woodford, short ball away to the number 19, Charlie Frendo, who's just come onto the footy field. It goes out to the number 10, Meredith. Nice little inside wrap around with Lachlan Self. Whitford now to Millard. Goes out the back. Nice interchange of passing here. The number 12, Cody Roach. Cody Roach plays it. Fitzpatrick, Millard, cut out border, Broughton. Broughton, he's got some work to do here on this wing. Broughton still going. Lachlan Broughton, he is certainly hard to tackle. He'll play to Lachlan Self. Grab a kick from Whitford. The number 12 almost getting there. In fact, it's the number 6 who's going to score. Jaden Millard. Cody Roach almost got his hands on the football. Went away from him. He didn't touch it. And Jaden Millard's gone over to score for the Dogs. They don't need a penalty goal to tie it up. They'll just score a try anyway. The Bulldogs leading 20 points to 18 with a kick to come. Jaden Millard scores his second try for this afternoon. A brilliant try there. They went left to right, wasn't working on that left side. Nice little grubber kick in to the in goal. Jaden Millard scores a brilliant try for the minor premiers. Successful conversion attempt from the number 7. Taj Woodford with that successful conversion attempt. Over 13 minutes left. That is a massive play for the Bulldogs to score that try. 22 points to 18. That was the final scoreline when these two teams last met in the major semi-final 2 weeks ago with Kevin Walsh. Deep kick-off towards Millard. It's now with Charlie Frendo. What about that for a hit from Kyle Stone? That's amazing. And in fact, it's going to be a penalty. Extraordinary hit there, but he's given away a free kick. In fact, it was a number 18. My apologies, Matt Murray. That was a terrific hit there. Luckily for the Bulldogs, they get themselves a penalty. Big set of 6 here could determine the game for the Dogs. Over 12 minutes left. Short tap away is Frendo, and they're offside inside the 10. Unbelievable. 2 penalties in a row. The Bulldogs have really got a spring in their step. They've certainly found their stride. And let's see what happens for the remainder of this game. Self gets the ball out to Fitzpatrick. Here goes Oscar Fitzpatrick. Gets the offload away to Millard. Here goes Millard. He's hard to stop. Met by Kai Dean. In the middle, gets the offload away. Brilliant play there from the Dogs. Self out to the right with Whitford. Cut out ball. Now to Dylan Carriage. Here goes Dylan Carriage. And he's lost it. Huge defensive set of 6 there from the Gorillas. In fact, it's a penalty for a strip. The Gorillas will do extraordinarily well if they can keep the Bulldogs at bay, prevent them from scoring a possible 5th try for the match. Self with the tap. Frendo with another hit up. Provided plenty of impact since he's come onto the park. Fitzpatrick Dummies, goes himself. Had Bewley on his outside, doesn't use him. Here's Whitford. Dummies, puts a nice little step on. They got the numbers out to the left here, to the wing of where Lachlan Broughton is. In fact, inside ball out to Meredith. Meredith's close, and he's lost it. Well, that is a terrific defensive set of 6 there from the Gorillas. Defended a couple of sets in a row. They conceded a couple of penalties. Their backs are up against the wall. And they've managed to get themselves a scrum 10 metres out from their own try line. Need to work the ball at the other end of the park. Can they get this game to possibly extra time or maybe come away with a come-from-behind victory? Kydeen with the football. Hodgson awaits at a dummy half. Goes to Brodie Stewart. Be interesting to see how this last 10 minutes plays out between these two sides. When they last met in the major semi-final, tensions flared, a couple of players getting sin bin from both sides. So both teams will need to keep their discipline intact. Hodgson, a dummy half, goes to the right with Jamie Burns. Burns is met by Broughton in the tackle, as well as Casson. In fact, it's Elijah Humble. Brodie Stewart over halfway. Last tackle for the Gorillas. What can Blair Green come up with here? Puts a banana kick down in the corner. And it's met by Teray. Here's Cruz Teray, bringing it back to the 20-metre line. Here's Lachlan Broughton. Been an amazing fullback for this side. It's amazing how tall he is for his age. 40 metres out from their own try line. Self. Nice pass from the halfback. Tajay Whitford off to Thomas Woodward. Self. Now it goes to Whitford. Goes to a kick down the corner. This will certainly test out the winger. Nervous moments for Brodie Stewart. Bit of a juggle, but he's able to just take the tackle for his side. Bulldogs looking to muscle up in defence here. Cramp this Gorilla side in their own half. And it's a penalty inside the 10. Huge set of 6 coming up here for the Gorillas. Quick tap by Hodgson. Bulldogs did well to keep alert there, and because they would have anticipated a quick tap coming there as Blair Gransby gets driven back towards halfway. Hodgson out of acting half. Bit of a slow play the ball. He might have hurt himself there. Blair Grant gets up very gingerly. Kydeen with the football. 40 metres out. Hodgson, short ball away to Kyle Stone. Kyle Stone with the football. He's hard to stop, this man, Kyle Stone. Winding up towards the 20-metre line. They go to the left. Hodgson, Blair Grant. Cut-out ball away. Brilliant cut-out ball, that is, to the number 12, Vermac. 5 metres out, last tackle. What have the Gorillas got? Here's the number 13 and a dummy half. It's Lachlan, it's Leighton Hughes out of acting half. A brilliant try. And it gets the game back to 22 all. With just under 7 minutes left until full time. What an amazing try to Leighton Hughes. Huge hole in defence there on the Bulldogs on their own try line. And he saw it. And he said to himself, I'm going to go in and score. And he certainly did that. That's his 3rd try for the season. It's been a long time since he's actually scored a try as well, Leighton Hughes. And Blair Graham will look to give his side a 2-point buffer with 6 minutes left until full time. In the first 2 games, the minor premiers of the respective grand finals couldn't get up. Both were upset victories. Kymor Knights over Milton-Ulladulla Bulldogs. Mount Warrigal Couriers getting the better of the Sussex Inland Panthers, so they could follow the trend here, the Gorillas, if they can hold on to a 2-point lead. It might not be enough though for this last 5 minutes. Huge conversion attempt coming up for Blair Grant. Terrific crowd building up here at Collegian Sporting Complex. The stands packed here. Northern side where the hill is stacked with supporters. Here's Grant with a conversion attempt, and he's got it right over the black dot in between the uprights. And the Warilla-Lake South Gorillas lead 24 points to 22. What an amazing game of football we've had here in the under-18s clash. Under 5 minutes left. Can the Bulldogs send it into extra time? Whitford with a kick-off. Awkward bounce towards the halfback. And it's being brought back. What about that for a fend from the number 12, Vermac? That was insane. He'll play to Hodgson. Now to Ben Watts. 20 metres out from his own line. These two sides have been outstanding in this clash. Here's Kyle Stone with another hit up. What a game he's had. He's probably been one of the standouts for the Gorillas in this game. It's with Murray towards halfway. Hodgson out of dummy half. Goes back to the right where Grant is. A low driving kick towards Lachlan Broughton. Here's Lachlan Broughton aiming up here. He's hard to stop. Managed to fend off the halfback, Kane Holmes. They still haven't brought him down. To Ray out of acting half. Good strong run. Both these teams starting to feel a bit of fatigue. It's all attack Blazings now. Gaining plenty of metres here on this set of 6. Woodward. Offloads away to Bladen. 30 metres out from his own try line. He's got Millard to his left, but Fitzpatrick will go to the right where Whitford is. Nice interchange of passing. Ends up to the wing of Jack Peel. Jack Peel going back towards the inside. Good involvements there from Dylan Carriage and Cody Roach as well. Whitford out to Millard. Millard cut out ball away to Broughton. Excellent pickup from Broughton. Ricocheted off a Gorillas player. And what's the call? He's offside. It's a penalty. Big call for the Dogs. And I'd sense that they would take the conversion attempt, take the 2 points, and we could be heading into extra time if he's successful with the kick. Time off's been called. And what are they doing? Well, are they taking the 2, or there's a Bulldogs player down in the back, down injured. Over 2 minutes left, and they're not going to take the conversion attempt here, the Bulldogs. Well, that's very surprising. They're going to go for the try, which, to be on the safe side, they should go for the 2 points. If it's tied up after full time, there's extra time, 5 minutes each way, no golden point. Here's a big hit up here from the front row of Thomas Woodward. 2 minutes left on the clock, exciting times here at Collegian Sporting Complex. Here goes the halfback. This is Whitford. Can't get away. He'll take the tackle. Here's Fitzpatrick. Dummies. Takes it on himself. Not much doing there. Less than 2 minutes left on the clock. Here's John Bladen out of acting half. Goes to Whitford. Cut out ball out the back. Here's Cruz Torre. Steps back on the inside. Cruz Torre inside the 10. This is exciting passage of play. Winford now to Millard. Jaden Millard gets the ball out to Woodward. Gets the ball out to the centre. Elijah Humble. He's over! Elijah Humble has scored with a minute and a half left. What an amazing try for the Dogs. They didn't take the 2 points. They decided to go for the try, and it's paid off massive dividends for this team. A side full of confidence. Elijah Humble. What an amazing try for the Dogs. Unbelievable. Started to the right, they went to the left, they had the numbers, and he muscled his way over. 26-24. The clock's running out, and we're awaiting on the conversion attempt from Tajay Whitford. As the siren will about to go off in about 50 seconds, the Bulldogs fans are absolutely ecstatic with that. And if he gets this conversion over, that might be all she wrote. Time off has been called. We've still got 38 seconds left. Gorillas might rush to the kickoff. Taj Whitford with a conversion attempt. 26-24 is the lead. Time's back on, 30 seconds left. Here he goes with a conversion. What a kick that is from Tajay Whitford from the sideline. What an incredible conversion attempt. They're leading by 4 points. Only 16 seconds left. They go for a short kickoff here, the Gorillas. Has it gone 10 metres? It hasn't gone 10 metres. That'll be all she wrote here at Collegiate Sporting Complex. The Milton-Ulladulla Bulldogs achieve their first under-18s premiership since 2011. What an achievement for this side. Defeating the Warilla-Lake South Gorillas. We'll have one more play. 28-24. An amazing game of football. Jaden Millard with a double, Cody Roach, Dylan Carriage, Elijah Humble with tries. Tajay Whitford with free conversion attempts. And that'll be full time. And that'll be all she wrote. And hang on a second. Tensions have flared here. Well, this is a bit disappointing that the match has ended in this fashion. Well, we've just had such a great game of football, and it's a bit disappointing that this game would end in this fashion. And it's on here. Well, that's really disappointing. The Milton-Ulladulla Bulldogs claiming their 5th under-18s premiership. Peter Leffrey has done an incredible job with this side, the under-18s coach. And what a terrific achievement for the Bulldogs. Winning 28 points to 24. The Warilla-Lake South Gorillas, they had a great 2017 campaign. They did well to make it to the grand final. They've had a wonderful season. It's a bit disappointing the game ended in that fashion. Their tries were scored by Brody Stewart. Jamie Burns also got a try. Dean Hodgson. And Blair Grant as well. Blair Grant, 2 conversions. Sam Hooper with 1 conversion. 28 points to 24, and that'll be full time here on Bar TV Sports, the under-18s Group 7 clash. What a terrific game of football. The Milton-Ulladulla Bulldogs winning their first under-18s premiership since 2011. I'm your chief caller, Ruben Campbell. Make sure you stick around for more Group 7 grand final action here on Bar TV Sports. Bye for now.